All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about the big fight coming down the pike, and that is Devin the Dream Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. It is going to happen as soon as they get by. Two easy fights for both of them happening in October. However, there is some political reality that I would like to point out, and that has been pointed out to me by people that I do respect. So wanted to share this to you. Devin Haney is going to need a knockout to beat Vasyl Lomachenko in a fight. So when Vasyl comes to say he's coming to take those belts, you better believe that he is coming to take those belts. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division. We've got some really good news. We're going to get two good fights in October. Right now is the middle of August. We got some good things coming up in the second half of this year. Not big mega fights, but some good things taking place. And two of those things are the Devin Haney-George Kambosos fight. And the reason that is good is because it's going to be held in the same month as Vasyl Lomachenko's comeback fight against a guy named Yamaine Ortiz in October. So those two fights are the precursor to the big fight that will take place after that. Devin the Dream Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko, which, by the way, has been the plan for a while now. The only problem associated with this is that it is a very political fight. A good fight, but political fight at the same time. And more than likely, Devin Haney is going to need a knockout to beat Vasyl Lomachenko for stylistic reasons and political reasons. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. Thank you for helping us grow this channel and checking us out on these videos, especially videos like this that really do not have a lot of, really a lot of buzz around it, but really are important to hardcore fans. So thank you for watching this video. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis. In the live stream format and in the video format. I really do think that you guys will enjoy. So a little background first. Devin Haney is the undisputed champion in the welterweight division. He has the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO championships. Did not take the franchise title, so that is non-existent in this weight class. So Devin Haney, as far as the belts go, is the man. Now, in order to get there, he had to fight George Kambosos of Australia, who had won his belts, whichever ones you think are legitimate or not, isn't the point of the video, against Teofimo Lopez. And then Teofimo Lopez had gotten his, with the exception of the IBF, from Vasyl Lomachenko, right? So Devin Haney is the undisputed champion. In order to get the fight with George Kambosos, though, Devin Haney had to come over to ESPN and sign with Top Rank on a multi-fight deal. Two fights, it probably would have been a one-fight deal if he lost to George Kambosos. So he's kind of has to fight his way through this contract. So he had the original fight with George Kambosos and then a rematch clause in that contract with George Kambosos, which necessitates the fight that's taking place in October. And after that, he has one more fight at 135 or 140, depending on what he wants to do, right? Now, that fight is going to be against Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, why is this fight against Vasyl Lomachenko? Because Vasyl Lomachenko was originally going to fight George Kambosos in Australia, and Devin Haney was the replacement for Vasyl Lomachenko when Vasyl Lomachenko pulled out of the fight did not complete negotiations, rather, for the fight because his country, Ukraine, was having a conflict with Russia, still is, but now he is out of the country in the United States and preparing to fight Ortiz and then Haney. So that's where we came, how we got here. Now, I talk to a lot of people in boxing, get a lot of people's opinions, and I love on particular videos to give you other people's insights on this fight. And a very, very good point was brought up that Devin Haney, when Devin Haney went into the fight with George Kambosos, many people said, look, he's going to easily a better fighter than George Kambosos. But the problem is he's going to have to do something special to beat George Kambosos in Australia, because the scorecards are going to be in favor of George Kambosos because he is the house favorite, right? Devin Haney beat him every round and just every round, every second of every round. And he got the decision over George Kambosos. If I recall, the scorecards I think somebody actually gave George Kambosos a couple rounds. And in that case, you know that the fix was going to be in if he got anywhere near some competitive rounds. Now, the problem is that now he's going to fight George Kambosos. He'll probably beat George Kambosos the same way. George Kambosos can't do anything with Devin Haney. But in the Vasyl Lomachenko fight, that whole political thing with George Kambosos very well may be there with Vasyl Lomachenko. The only problem is that Devin Haney is more than likely not going to win every round against Vasyl Lomachenko. And the likelihood of him boxing circles around Vasyl Lomachenko significantly less than him doing it what he did with George Kambosos, because Vasyl Lomachenko is definitely a world-class fighter and is not an easy fight for anybody. On top of that, Devin Haney does not have really what has caused Vasyl Lomachenko problems in other fights, which is punching power. Even with or an excessively dirty style, right? In the case of Orlando Salido was a good puncher at 126 pounds, also very rough, very rugged, right? Very dirty, getting on the inside, a lot of hip shots, a lot of all kind of stuff going on there, which could disrupt and get in the head of Vasyl Lomachenko, right? Even in that fight, though, Vasyl Lomachenko, I think, figured out a way to come back in the fight, even though he did lose. With Teofimo Lopez, I think Vasyl Lomachenko won the second half of that fight with Teofimo Lopez. But the problem was that Teofimo Lopez is a very, very big puncher, and Vasyl Lomachenko had to bide his time and be really careful about that firepower coming back in him. So if that is not present for Devin Haney, and Devin being orthodox, and Vasyl Lomachenko being a southpaw, that to a certain extent will neutralize the jab, right? And which is Devin Haney's absolute favorite weapon is his excellent jab. So you have more of a likelihood that Lomachenko is going to be able to make rounds close. He's very, very aggressive and throws a lot of punches, tends to throw a lot more punches than other fighters. So if Devin cannot just keep stalling him, keeping him on the outside, what you're going to wind up having is you're going to have them mixing things up a good amount, right? Or Vasyl just throwing more punches and being more aggressive, which judges may favor on the scorecards, but also, and should not be ignored, is the Bob Arum top rank factor. And the fact that those guys that they are not, if Devin Haney is not signed to Top Rank and is not the person that they really believe that they can sell, call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. I have a belief that those cards are going to could very well come out very, very funny, right? Where Devin could win, as if it's, so basically long and short of it is, if it's a close fight, Vasyl Lomachenko very well may get that nod because of the way politics is in boxing. The likelihood of it not being a close and competitive fight significantly smaller than any fight that Devin has been in to date. And on top of that, so that's why Devin is probably going to need to be able to hurt Vasyl Lomachenko, put some real punishment on Vasyl Lomachenko, have Vasyl Lomachenko worried about coming in there, hopping in there, throwing angles, throwing a bunch of shots, trying to punch in between shots. Just going to be a very, very interesting fight and not an easy fight at all. But if Devin Haney can get past that, dude, he's going to be the man, dog. Without a doubt, will be the man. And then he'll go to 140 pounds as an undisputed champion. And I don't doubt at all that he'll get big fights and be very successful. But anyway, just wanted to share that thought with you. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.